Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to hop into game number 2 in our matchup between two FXO members, Leenock and BabyKnight. Both players are ready to go, and we're going to be hopping into this game. Now, Leenock played a totally different style than what we normally see.
Yeah.
I love the fact that Jeff pretty much said, hey guys, the era of the Broodlord Infestor is over, but it introduces a new era that most certainly is going to give people problems. BabyKnight looked like he had the right idea. It just wasn't quite enough.
He looked like he was about to defend. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the great moves Leenock had in that last game. After we introduce the players up in the top right corner, the multi-time champion of nearly any league you can think of from Team FX Open, it is Leenock.
And in the southwest position as the blue Protoss, also from FXO, a pretty decent defense in the last game. Looking forward to see what he's got for us in game number 2. Give it up for BabyKnight.
You know, if you think about when Zergs can be aggressive, in Wings of Liberty, it was pretty much you had this roach-ish area where you can, flood with a lot of roaches, the Stefano-style maxed attack. And then other than that, it was basically Broodlord Infestor. But there we got to see early push with just a couple of fast units, Speed Hydra Link, then a push with Swarm Hosts, then a push with additional Vipers, and then some counterattacking, and then into Ling Ultra. There's a lot of attack opportunities.
Now, the other thing that I really liked about that, Sean, figuring out is that, at one point we saw 7 Colossus, and there wasn't a quick rush to Spire. There wasn't a quick rush to get those Corruptors out. It was, now that I have done the damage, I'm going to use Infestor Ultras to clean up what is left over. And a few well-placed Fungals in those Ultras, as you mentioned, did an enormous amount of damage there.
Oh.
So, is that going to change up as well? I mean, the initial reaction has always been, oh, I need a lot of Corruptors now. But changing up. We did have a pause request.
Looks like BabyKnight has just paused the game, so something is up. We have no idea what it is at this point in time. But, looking at BabyKnight's setup in the game, you see that, it looks like he's having some issues with people contacting him, so we'll get that sorted out. But in the meantime, it looks like BabyKnight actually has his first pylon above his ramp. This is a way to kind of hide your early expand, but he's definitely going to be doing some sort of Forge early expand. So, I mean, I do think that this is the sort of map where just standard, nice, normal play is really what's needed to do well.
We'll have to see. I mean, obviously, we're still so early. We're only at the 18th supply before the pause went down. BabyKnight, it appears that he might still be getting communication from other players, despite the fact that he's set to busy, as you saw. Looking into the issue here as we are on Cloud Kingdom, and we're going to be moving on.
Yeah, I honestly think that this is the sort of thing that can, this is a sort of situation where I would almost like a sort of a weird play from Leenock in game number 2. Something that really catches...
Define weird.
Something that is a little bit more on the risky side, doing something like a drop, doing something like some sort of early 3-base all-in.
All right. It looks like... Well, I mean, don't you think that we saw some of that in the previous game? Because we did see him go with the Overlord speed for that quick scout. We did see him go right to the Hydras, right to the Hydra speed. I mean, it's certainly feasible, but I thought that was a little unique.
I heard the Nexus get morphed in, and I thought he built a pylon of the expansion. Yeah, I mean, certainly it's not uniqueness so much as the idea as a risky all-in, something very aggressive to terrify your opponent, something like a 7 pool opening, something like a drop into the main base with a huge amount of units. These are the kinds of things that you get, that just get seared into your brain if you're BabyKnight, and you think, oh my gosh, I never want to be up against that next game. I'm going to play even more defensively for the rest of the series. And look at this. It looks like Leenock does have something up his sleeve, as we see an extractor even after he's seen the early expand.
Right, and I mean, we saw him do this in the last game, and we felt like that was a result of seeing the fact that his opponent was playing off of one base. Now, it could just be possible, and we saw this at the end of Wings of Liberty. The concept of getting that early speed can be very beneficial, if anything, for map control, just having those speed links. But, you know, being able to get that layer faster, being able to get, you know, up to that next tier of tech versus Protoss, I think is equally as important. But is this the dawn of the era where we start to see that 3-base almost exclusive opening go away? I don't know, but the first 100 gas is about to be found, or about to be collected. What are we going to get out of Leenock?
I sincerely hope that this is the era where we stop seeing a lot of the 3-base regularly. It's an option, but not a requirement.
Right.
Instantly, Leenock opts to not go for a second inject, but instead for the early creep tumor. So it's kind of a funky little situation. Many Zergs are mindful of the fact that the Mothership Core, it's not so much that the Mothership Core is strong, it's that you have 2 unit-producing structures, a Nexus and a Gateway early, so you can blast down the front. All strategies for Protoss depend on whether or not the Zergs take an early third. So there, boom. BabyKnight sees a third, feeling good.
Yeah, and that probe confirms it. Now, the next 100 gas is getting ready to come up here. And, you know, in the last game, we also saw that early Overlord speed. Could see an earlier layer, and there we are going to see that Overlord speed come out. So it looks like a different way to spend this initial 100 gas instead of getting that third hash rate, and then behind it, another extractor is thrown down.
You know, so BabyKnight's play makes sense to me. I really like it. He's getting all the defensive tools up early, starting his upgrades early, Mothership Core early, Geysers 3 and 4 early. It's all just happening fast. But I really have no idea what Leenock's doing. This is just weird. The very fast Overlord speed is probably the only thing that you can draw some conclusions from. If you were locking yourself down to 2 bases early on, you can get a scout up and see immediately what your opponent is up to and have a really, really strong, specific response. Zealot marches in for BabyKnight. Huge knowledge bomb he gains right there. He sees the layer tech.
Yeah, and an additionally huge knowledge bomb as we see Leenock going through with these speed overlords now, and he passes right over the top of a Stargate, which was the method of direction here for BabyKnight. So not only is he going to get in, but he's going to get out, no sacrificing of an overlord, and that third base is going to go down as well. I mean, honestly, if I saw no additional gateways and just the just that Stargate, I'd throw it down too. But let's talk about this third over here from BabyKnight. Maybe that seems a bit premature based off of what he has.
Well, weirdly, the earlier you start the Nexus, the better, because you just need it to be able to be photon overcharged. Yet again, we see Leenock going for this ultra-fast Hydralisk Den. This is a really nice all-purpose answer, but it's no longer just an all-purpose defense. It can now be offensive.
And it looks like he's going to get that Nexus up. Actually, no, a big swell of Lings come out, and this is what I thought could potentially happen. We do have the Mothership Core there, but the third sentry being warped in. One force field goes down. He could immediately just go ahead and go for the main, but he decides not to. He's going to try to come out from the other side. I mean, that's a lot of energy thrown out there. There's just a single force field left, and there it is. He's going in.
Oh, he needs to lock the main. He needs to lock himself in the main, or the Lynx will just swarm right on up. He needs to lock the main up. He needs to lock it up. There he finally does. Oh my god, what a defense from BabyKnight. He is going to hold this thing off in strides.
Really, really solid. I mean, the fact that all those sentries could have easily been eaten up, and he knew he only had 1-2 force fields left. Putting himself into the pocket of these minerals and then force fielding was actually quite brilliant by him. And we oftentimes throw out, you know, great force fields, but that actually was a really, really fantastic force field.
But we weren't lying in that circumstance, Marcus.
Yes.
Now, BabyKnight does have this weird problem where almost always in Wings of Liberty, you'd say, okay, I have just gateway units and a Stargate. No way he's going to go mass Hydras and attack me because Hydras are bad. Not anymore. Hydras are a very, very strong choice to push and could potentially bust up BabyKnight pretty bad. I mean, you throw down the force fields to block, but, I mean, other than that, you can't really deal damage to the Hydras. So it looks like Leenock can do a very safe, comfortable poke with just 3 Hydras right now. We'll be able to take out this Void Ray. Another misclick by BabyKnight.
And again, we see this small hit squad of Lings and Hydras come out. Gives him quite a bit of movement. I mean, well, not until Hydra's speed finishes. It looks like it is done now. So that's the one thing that he's obviously got to wait for. But he's now sitting on about 8 Hydras. He's just going to go ahead and push forward and immediately target that cannon. And after that...
That's a risky push from Leenock. I mean, if he gets force fielded once and then time bomb,
right,
he's donezo.
Well, he's going to let the Lings take out that rock anyway. And based on what we see, now BabyKnight with that third base up is going to have to pick and choose where he's fighting his battles. He baits out a few more force fields, but he's going to have to probably play the role of being right here in the middle between his natural and his third, because, well, that's he's going to get attacked from both sides, especially with those rocks down.
BabyKnight misses a force field and shoots his mothership core down to 21 health.
Yeah, that could have been bad.
But it does look like an interesting transition coming out for Leenock. He has his 4th hatch up. He's already getting his range and armor upgrades, and he is yet again massing up Swarm Host. He's at 6. He's about to go up to, it looks like, around 13. But in the meantime, BabyKnight is actually going for Storm and Blink. Soon enough, we'll be transitioning over into some Zealot Archon mixture, it appears, as we don't see a single Robo in sight anywhere.
All right, so where do you think we see Leenock attack from? He's setting up right here, and, well, I might have just answered my own question. You know, I'm thinking about the last game, and I'm thinking about how fantastic Leenock did with his multi-pronged attack. Assuming that the third base would be his front, and that he's still got the natural to attack as well, there's also a third spot, and that is directly to the east of that third base, putting more units there and just kind of attacking from all sides. But right now, he's moved forward. Look at that creep spread after 13 minutes.
Oh, gosh. I mean, right now, BabyKnight has spotted absolutely everything with those hallucinations. Storm being expended on Locust, you really don't want to be in that position. But right now, look at Leenock. Leenock's building a wall of spines and Swarm Hosts up on the high ground. Cool. Observers still not anywhere close to popping out. That natural expansion is wide open, Marcus.
It is wide open. We talked about his multi-pronged attack, and he's just waiting to do it. Remember, he cleared that out earlier, and right now all the attention is most certainly on this third, with wave after wave of Swarm Hosts coming in here. The army is so far back that even to move forward into the natural would do a ton of damage. And there he throws down the Time Warp to try to stop that next thing. I'm just waiting for Leenock to actually throw this next wave of units into the natural.
Oh my gosh. There's still no speed for the Zealots, but in a few seconds that Observer's going to pop forward and he's going to be able to crush this front. There's all the Spine Crawlers now beginning to move up. It looks like now is the time to strike. According to BabyKnight, he's storming all the Locusts, but he still has a ton of Spine Crawlers to face.
He does, and those force fields are going to actually prevent his army from moving forward just a little bit. He's going to try to make the same advancement that he made in the previous game, and right now the Locusts are kind of coming out in waves, not necessarily all at the same time. Here comes a force from the tower, though, and suddenly Lings and Hydras from nowhere. That was the group that we thought was going to go into the natural, but it comes to assist. And it was something that BabyKnight was not ready for.
Oh, God. Go to the units lost tab, Marcus. Look at this. A stunning amount just down the tubes for BabyKnight. BabyKnight looks like he's going to do what brought him a lot of success in the previous games. He is just going to go all the way around.
The flank, yes. I love it.
Oh, my goodness. There is nothing here to protect.
He doesn't have an observer, though, does he?
Where is the observer?
I don't think he's got one. He does not. It's been killed.
There's no observers, but there's also really not that many units, and suddenly, Leenock's in a lot of trouble.
I mean, all of his offensive units are actually there at the third. He's having to move all these back. He puts them down. He actually burrows them in a really terrible position. He's maybe going to try to get some high ground kills here with these Locusts, but now they're on the run, and I think he's going to be able to recover from this. He did not leave any behind for Locusts to continue to attack that third, which is unfortunate, but he's right back to where he needed to be.
Wow. I mean, BabyKnight is now going to begin to try to break this position. I don't even know if he should do this. I don't know if he needs to do this. Here's the mass burrow. He tries to pick off a Swarm Host, but there's the Locust. He needs to retreat. Blinding Cloud means 0 range on all those units. And look at this, level 3 range upgrade is almost done, a few seconds from being finished.
Yeah, with Burrow as well. Now these Locusts getting closer and closer. And keep in mind that we have not even seen Leenock even attempt to go for that natural, which I still believe is an option.
Oh.
Now, there we see the Unburrow and a great blink. The Blinding Cloud going down, which makes these Stalkers pretty rough. They do manage to take off one of those Vipers, a second one, but now do they have the vision? Yes, they do. Just outside, can't get all of them. But
there's a good game. Leenock